Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest blurred in the land. Welcome back to Ill Blurmatic. Welcome back to the community. Today I'm back with a new video. And today's new video is going to be on music news / fandom news. And honestly, or I should say fandom. And pretty much, we all know, if we've been listening to music, that Ab-Soul, today's video is going to be on Ab-Soul and his latest project, Soul Burger. Seems like Ab-Soul, let it be known on social media, because sometimes artists do that, with his latest project, that he's not necessarily frustrated with the project. He called it an immaculate body of work. Actually, I really enjoyed this project. I think Ab-Soul, out of TDE, out of the TDE that came up at the beginning phases, Ab-Soul is probably my second favorite artist from the older version of TDE, meaning the Schoolboy Q, the J-Rock, the Kendrick. Kendrick's my first. With this latest project, and something that is surprising, because we know that happens sometimes with fan bases. So let's get into today's new video. Ab-Soul feels that fans are overlooking his latest project, Soul Burger. Now, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this project from start to finish. The features on there were really good. Jid, Lupe Fiasco, Vince Staples. Who else was on there? Punch, Doechii, the newest TD signee. And then there were people that I wasn't really familiar with. Not to say that those features weren't dope either, but they were dope as well. It was a solid project for me from start to finish. I'm not gonna lie. I like Ab-Soul as a lyricist. So me personally, I thought it was a really good album. But Ab-Soul went to Twitter to pretty much have a mini rant about it. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much stated saying, like, why are fans not really looking for new music from me? And the other thing was, he said, I'm gonna be back making more music. Now, let me just say this about Ab-Soul. Like, out of all the artists on TDE, I felt like, and this is just my honest take on it, nobody else's take on it, that honestly, Ab-Soul was the artist off of TDE that I felt like he needed to drop more music releases. I've been telling people this since the beginning when I started listening to some of the artists from TDE. I'm like, he's a dope artist. Don't get me wrong, he's dope, but he don't drop enough music. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming from maybe a fan bias, because I enjoy him as an artist. I'm like, yo, it would be great to see him drop more releases under TDE. And I've been saying this. I'm like, yo, he's dope, but where's the albums? I mean, if you're not going to give us an album, a mixtape, an EP, something, all right? I just got to keep it a buck with you guys. And I could understand maybe fans like, well, it's been years since he's dropped. I mean, he dropped the album a few years before this, Herbert, which was a really good album, by the way. But maybe fans are just not looking for Ab-Soul as much as they used to. And maybe that's the problem with his fan base. You got the fans that are there till the wheels fall off. And then you got the fans are like, man, you ain't dropped in a couple years. We not really looking for you no more. We looking for the next big artist, and that's unfortunate. So maybe Ab-Soul, with him, because I love the ideal of this, he said he's going to drop more music. So I like the idea that Ab-Soul fit it on social media. Okay, maybe it was a bit of a rant, right? But he realized, like, maybe I need to start dropping more music. And maybe this is the problem that he sees with this stuff. He's like, look, everyone else on TDE's got their rollout. They're dropping more consistency when it comes down to it. Now, the other thing is, too, that I noticed, and these are the two things I'm going to talk about. The first thing, I think another reason why maybe fans overlooked the album, a lot of people were looking forward to this new Kendrick Lamar album. All right. Kendrick dropped the same month as Ab-Soul, and I mean all types of blog sites, you know what I'm saying, different hip-hop media sites, they have been eating up Kendrick's album. And I'm not for sure, all right? This is just speculation. I'm not for sure if Ab-Soul knew that Kendrick Lamar was going to drop the exact same month as him. And I think that overshadowed Ab-Soul's album. And people went to go check out Kendrick's album. I'm like, yo, we've been waiting for Kendrick to drop a new album. And maybe that's what it was. They said, oh, and that could have been what it was. He had his rollout, right? Ready to release an album, came out on platforms, but then Kendrick came around later on in November. And a lot of people were anticipating that Kendrick was going to drop an album, which he actually did. I honestly thought he was going to drop on Drake's birthday. I really thought that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The other thing, too, that Ab-Soul didn't mention, and this is me coming from a hip-hop head perspective, there have been a lot of solid album releases this year for hip-hop. Whether it was Doechii, Little Russell, Ransom, Shay Nord, Elucid. There were a lot of music releases this year, hip-hop-wise, that were solid. And maybe that was a problem. Maybe there was a lot more good music out there. And maybe that could be another possibility why his album got overlooked. All right, even Lupe dropped. And that was a really good album. So, interesting. You know, this reminds me of Lupe a little bit too in some ways. You know, Lupe sometimes gets overlooked in hip-hop. I'm really glad that Ab-Soul wants to drop more music. That was always my biggest issue that I've had with Ab-Soul. I'm like, dope artist, drops dope bodies of work, but he doesn't drop enough for certain type of fans. But it is a blur. Living the workouts. You tell me in the comments, do you agree or disagree? Do you feel that Ab-Soul should be more consistent when it comes to dropping music? And my next question is, do you think Kendrick Lamar's album overshadowed Ab-Soul's album Soul Burger? It is a blur. Living workouts. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing the video. Also, hit that bell to stay notified when I drop the latest content. And it's the hardest working blurred on YouTube. And I'm out, legends.